Check. Yeah, that sounds decent. I don't know. I think it sounds all right. I wish I had that. Yeah, see, I wish I had something like that where it's like I got soundproof, where it's exclusive, but I can't be sitting up there freaking with my hands cupped around the mic the whole time. You know what I need? I need one of those, like, I don't know. I just need something like right here, just around right here, just like a little. That's an invention that needs to be created. Some type of, unless they already have one and I just don't know about it, like some type of soundproof, like silo, you know, it's just a little round joint. I mean, it's gonna look crazy. You ain't gonna see the person's face, but the audio's gonna sound like crispy, yo. Like the audio's gonna sound more intimate, more. Yeah, I like that. I like that intimate audio. Yeah, like that. All right, yeah. Posture's nice. I want to make sure I correct everything, cross all the T's, dot all the I's. I want that vibe, you know what I'm saying? I want to just like, I want to be the person people wake up to, and it's just a vibe. Like, yo, what this guy talking about today? Well, today we talk about perspective, you know what I'm saying? Looking at things from different perspectives. You know, you see things from one person's perspective and it looks one way, or for example, in this room right now, anybody that's looking at this video, somebody that's into comic books, the first thing they're gonna notice is the Superman poster. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say, yo, look at that Superman poster with the neon colors. That joint is raw. Somebody that might be into production, audio and visual, they're gonna notice the lighting. They're gonna notice this light here. They're gonna notice different discrepancies and imperfections. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm a musician. The first thing I notice is this DW set. You know what I mean? And nobody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no rule that, oh, you have to automatically see things from this perspective or from this perspective. But people hold these high expectations of others that's not what's said, but that's what gets communicated in some of those expectations. It's like, yo, you got to see things from this lens. It's like you got to automatically see things from, and the thing is, somebody else could walk in the room and see like, yo, like see something totally different that is more valuable than what you or I are seeing. A matter of fact, that was something my boy said. Yo, my boy was like, yo, between the Superman and the Mona Lisa, because I got a Mona Lisa picture, he's like, you know, you could, like, what's the reason for that picture being there? I'm like, what do you mean what's the reason? Like, I just like the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just put the picture up, yo. He's looking at the bigger picture like, nah. This picture is part of your background. It should tell a story. Like, for example, you know, Superman. Like, yo, I love Superman because he's an individual. He's one of a kind. Like, he's this, he that, you know. Or with the Mona Lisa, for example, he gave a great example with the Mona Lisa. He said, you know, who drew the Mona Lisa? You know, what kind of life did that individual live? Like, subtly, it tells a story, but that story kind of mimics the rhythm or ties into your life a little bit. I'm like, yo, that's real. Like, I didn't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking like, I just want to have something tight in the background. You know what I'm saying? I want to have something good looking. But he's like, nah, bro, that joint should tell a story. Like, you know, it should tie in. I'm like, yo, that's real, man. That's some Kendrick Lamar type stuff, yo, where like you're just, it's like Inception. You're doing things within the things, you know what I mean? Like, there's, everything tells a story. Like, there's a reason why this is a blue set and it's sitting to the right of me, you know what I'm saying? And then I got this light to the left of me. Like, everything should tell a story. So, or have some type of like tie-in where it all ties in together. Yo, he was like, D, don't go off on your boy, man. I'm like, my bad, D. My zodiac sign, for example, I'm a Scorpio, and I was telling him, I said, yo, I really embody that like characteristic. Like, it's not that I'm trying to do that, it's not that I'm intending to do that, but like Scorpios, they have this hard outer shell, and then inside they have venom. And I'm like, yo, for me, venom is like negative thoughts or being controversial. Like, it takes no effort whatsoever for me to be controversial with somebody. Not that I'm looking to be controversial, not that I'm looking to be negative, but it's like I always expect somebody to have something to say about how I move, because that's just, for years, been the rhythm of my life. Like, people always seem to have an issue with how I move. I'm my own thinker, you know what I'm saying? I do things, I rock to the groove, I rock to the rhythms of my own dynamic, my own patterns, how I feel inclined to move. people always got something to say. So it's like that venom is like, I'm always ready for controversy. Like I'm always ready for controversy. I'm always ready to be controversial at any point in time. Not that I want to be, anyhow. So yeah, that's one of the, I guess, negative traits, dark traits that make up the venom that I possess. Not real venom, but like the idea of venom. You know what I mean? Like a scorpion has venom in them. So, you know, it's just like negative thoughts. Like it takes no effort to think negative thoughts. You know, they're like roots. They just sprout up. You know, we think about 60,000 thoughts a day, 70 or 75 if you're a high functioning thinker, if you're constantly thinking. And they say that 90% of those thoughts are habitual thoughts, repeat thoughts from the day before. In a sense, even if they're not negative thoughts, because they're repeat thoughts and they're not serving you in that, not to say that not to say that none of them are serving you, but you know, it's like learning the same thing over and over again. It's like you don't need to sit there and learn the same lesson over and over again. Once you've learned it, you've got it. Man, I'm biting my tongue right now because there is a direction that I'm not trying to go in. I want to take this podcast in a more positive direction. Life is comprised of rhythms. I want the rhythm of my life to reflect. I want the rhythm of this podcast to reflect the rhythm of my life and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be moving up and up. So I've been going through a healing. I think my own personal journey, my own personal healing, you know, my own personal development, which is something I never knew anything about. So about 5 years ago, a friend of mine gave me this book called No Excuses, Brian Tracy. Let me see. $7.98 at, I think it was Barnes and Noble. Which one? Or is it Books A Million? No, I think it's Barnes and Noble. It's the more festive looking one. I only say that because the Books A Million where we live is like, well, it ain't even where we live, but the closest one to where I live is in a ratchet city. Let's just put it like that, yo. So it just makes it look ghetto. But yeah, this dude gave me that book. And I was so, like I saw this dude as a role model. I still do. We just don't talk as often. But when he gave me the book, I didn't want for him to ask me like, hey, did you read the book? And then I got to tell him, no, I haven't read it yet, and disappoint him. I really looked up to this dude, still do to a degree, but really looked up to this dude. So I really wanted to like, read the book, even though like reading is not my favorite thing to do. So, okay, read part of the book, right? But when things got like, I don't know, when I got halfway through the book and I'm like, man, I gotta finish this book. What I started doing was I went on YouTube to see if they had an audio version of the book, because I'll listen to audios all day, no problem. Like I'll be on a road trip, and since a lot of my life I'm driving, I'm on the go. I always listen to audiobooks, lectures, different things of that nature. So I got no problem taking my information in audibly, you know what I'm saying? Visually, audibly. So anyhow, that's what I did. I listened to the audio and yeah, finished it. And a crazy thing that happened was listening to that. And strange, my bad. I got this cord right here. I'm looking at myself. It looked like a mustache. It's a cord. I got no mustache. But that joint looking crazy, yo. Like a half a mustache, yo. Anyhow, so as I'm listening to the audio, you know, YouTube's got like the algorithms where they start playing videos related to videos that you're watching. And that's how I first learned about different motivational speakers. Like I never knew about any of this stuff in my life. I'm 28 years old, just now learning about the concept of personal development, self-development, self-mastery, any of that type of stuff. So it's a whole new world for me. I'm like, yo, this is good stuff. Like, because it's real, you know, and it's true. And I believe that I was telling somebody this one time, we had a conversation and the question was asked, like, what is truth? Hold on a second. And I was like, I don't think you really can define truth, because truth is subjective to the individual. You know what I'm saying? Like what's true to me may not be true to you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how much you try and beat your truth into me, or I try and beat my truth into you, what's true to you is always going to be what's true to you, and vice versa. What's true to me is always going to be what's true to me. You know what I'm saying? Is that we can't beat truth into each other, you know, nor can we beat someone else's truth into ourselves. So I said, I think truth is hard to define because it's subjective to the individual. You know, there is some things that, yeah, everybody agrees on easily. Oh yeah, this is true. That's true. But certain truths are subjective to the individual. So I said, I think truth is more like a frequency. Like you just know when something's true. You feel it within you. It's innate. You know what I mean? Like you could just feel it. Like you could feel when you're around a real person or when you're having a conversation with a real person. You know, there's like, it's innate. Like there's this intuitive, I don't know, it's something in your nature that just lets you know, like, yo, that's a real person. Like they're speaking real truth. Like they, you know what I mean? Like I frick with them. I'm like a hoe when it comes to thoughts because like this thought will look good and I want to explore this thought more, and I'll already be exploring a current thought. You know, like I'm talking about truth right now, but then this other thought pops up and it's like, that's a good looking thought, yo. Hold on, yo. Let me go explore that thought. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I have issues with within my personal nature is developing a structure. And I said in one of my episodes, I'm not a big fan of stat quote structure. Like that rhythm doesn't work for me. You know, I believe, you know, it's two types of rhythms in this world, and no one's at fault for the rhythm that they operate under. You know, I think that's why we have a dictionary versus a thesaurus. A dictionary is more like the rhythm of people that prefer to move in a structured way, you know, where life is already like, yo, if you do this, and this, you'll produce these results. You know what I'm saying? There's no guesswork involved. You don't have to question anything. You know what I mean? It's already laid out for you. The definition from beginning to end, this is what it means, versus people like myself who might move more like a thesaurus, where it's like, yo, you give me a couple words that kind of have the same energy or the same feel as the word you're trying to convey to me. Oh, okay. I recognize those patterns. Like I get that. Yeah, I understand that. Okay. You know, I don't need the actual full definition. I just need the feel, basically, the rhythm that, you know what I mean, that it goes in. Like, anyhow. So, you know, and I happen to move more. I see that's something I see within myself as I move more in that way. As I started my own personal development journey, I started to become more aware of things for myself. And that's one of the things that I'm seeing within myself is that, yo, I move more like comfortably when I'm moving kind of like a drifter, yo. And it's crazy because that's like the truest thing I ever heard in a movie that Bow Wow said. When Bow Wow said in Tokyo Drift, he said, the thing about drifting is you ain't in control unless you out of control. I'm like, yo, that's facts, yo. Like, you just got to let the universe guide you. You got to let your intuition guide you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I only say that because that's the rhythm of how I move. Like, I let my intuition, I let things guide me into what is best for my life. You know what I mean? And how I know that I'm following the right course is, well, anything in the direction of peace, I'm moving it. That's my intention, is to move in that direction. You know, so yeah, it might piss you off, you know, something like, my bad, the lens is over here, I'm pointing over there. It might piss you off that you're wearing a pandemic and I choose not to wear a mask, but hey, that's what keeps me at peace. It's me moving in that direction. I'm not freaking with nobody. I'll respect the distance. I'll keep my distance from you. I just don't want to put nothing on my face. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put nothing in my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I stay at peace within myself. You know what I mean? It's not to disrespect anybody. And that's another thing. I'm the type of person, I don't like to, and I guess this is like a little get to know me, you know what I'm saying? As I'm playing with the audio, playing with the audio, playing with the visuals, playing with the getting over the mic shy, camera shy stuff. You know, this is just like what do they call it? Soundchek. That's a good way. Matter of fact, I'll title it Soundchek. That's basically what this is. This is just Soundchek. This is just, you know, going through and just checking some things. And then I can, you know, it's been a minute, y'all. Matter of fact, let me circle back to that, yo. It's been a minute since I put out an episode. And ever since I got this mic, yo, I've been enjoying my own episodes. I'm telling my boy, like, yo, I don't even know if I can call it a podcast. It's a bars cast, yo, because I be dropping bars, you know what I mean? And it's getting better and better. Like I'll go back and listen, and that's my because I don't get much feedback. So for me, that's my like the rubric for, okay, am I moving in the right direction? If I can go back and listen to my own stuff without cringing much, like, you know what, yeah, I could have done that better. I could have said this there. I could have slowed down a bit there. But overall, I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was entertaining. It was, if I can go back and enjoy my own stuff, I know somebody else is enjoying it, because I'm a real critic. Like, when I say I'm a real critic, I'm real with myself. Like, yo, that was whack. like there's episodes I will not go back and listen to. First of all, because the mic that I used to have, the dry audio. But I went back and listened to one recently. It was on relationships. That's vital. This is not just vital information that, may go overlooked, may get lost in the subconscious mind and never brought to the conscious mind for some. This is a story of my personal development journey. As you become more real with yourself, more true to yourself, and start living in accordance with that truth within yourself, you lose a lot of friends, but you also gain a lot of friends. You lose fake people and you gain real people, because real people are those that respect you no matter what. Like, they know you, they know your intention, they know that, yo, this a good dude right here. This is a good individual. You know what I'm saying? And fake people, they just want to see you move how they move, so that they don't have to feel bad or as bad about moving how they move in congruence with that miserable life that they're living. Yo, Patrick Bet Davis said, when you become the biggest person in the room, it's time for you to exit that room. And it's not big in terms of like being braggadocious, like, oh, I'm better than everybody. No. When it's like, when you think and understand in a way that those around you don't, people will get mad. They'll say, oh, you think you're better than everybody. No, that's not the case. Like, the only difference is, while you're sitting there watching TV shows, taking trips, there's nothing wrong with taking trips, doing XYZ, hanging out with this person, hanging out with that. I'm sitting there studying myself, like studying. For me, what gets under my skin is, I don't like being accused of stuff I didn't do. Like, that amps me up worse than anything. Yo, I hate to be accused of something I didn't do, or thinking in a certain way, or placed into a box with certain individuals that I don't have anything to do with. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that, yo. So this is gonna be a long edit, man. It's gonna be a long edit, yo. I'm looking at the timer. I'm like, damn, this is gonna be a long edit. It is what it is. I'm gonna merge them together and just edit it all at once. And that's another thing, yo, with this whole journey, man. Like, it's a lot of work, yo. It really is. Like, it's cool in the beginning. Les Brown said this, yo, and I'm sorry, I'm moving in so many different directions. I'm just kind of firing off thoughts as they come. So I may go back and elaborate on certain topics or certain things I discussed in another episode. I may not. I don't know. Like I was saying before, I don't get feedback really. So I go based off the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if the numbers are high, cool. Whatever I did here, I need to implement that again. If I don't know, different things. Like, if I can go back, that's the main thing. If I go back and I'm able to listen, I'm like, okay, I did a good job. You know what I'm saying? The numbers are high on that one. I can go back and listen to that one myself and enjoy it. Like, okay, yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? I got a comment on that one. Okay, cool. I did something right. You know what I mean? Like, that's my gauge for feedback, and it's cool. Like, that's part of the journey. That's also part of the journey that I guess can get an individual stuck. And I've been stuck for a while in that valley of disappointment, which is something that I talked about in a previous episode, where you've got this grid or this scale, and it's like, you want progress to just take off. You know what I'm saying? You want that joint to just take off, and it does at first, but then you hit this little impasse. Is that the right word? I don't know. Then you hit this point in your journey known as the valley of disappointment, where it's like, yo, it was moving, it was taking off, and then, or it seemed to be, and then it just stopped. And like I was saying, Les Brown talked about that. He's like, that's how life teases you. Like, life, You know, when you start something, it's exciting, it's new, everybody's on your side, everybody's cheering for you, but then you hit that valley, that he didn't say that, but I'm saying it, I'm tying the two ideas together. You hit that point, which is known as the valley of disappointment. So if you can get on the other side of that, you know what I mean, you can burst through that, you reach breakthrough, so that's when you take off. So yeah, I feel like I've been stuck in that valley of disappointment for a long time. And part of it I realize is I've been on a healing journey. Like, there's things within myself that I had to heal. And in doing so, like, I had to get away from certain people. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is just getting away from certain people with the same rhythms. That them constant same rhythms. Like I said, it's like learning the same thing you already know over and over and over again. It doesn't evolve you. Cycling does not evolve you. Going around, being around the same people all the time, performing the same monotonous routine all the time, it doesn't evolve you. It doesn't grow you. You know what I'm saying? So it's necessary to get out of certain circles, get out of certain groups, get on the other side of breakthrough. Oh, man, that was vital. That was something that somebody told me one time. He said it regarding marriage, but that was like some solid sound advice. That's another dude that there's certain people that I'm just like, I always remember. And that's the crazy thing. People got this mindset like, oh, you got to constantly learn the same thing over and over again. Whatever it is, whatever the indoctrination is, you got to constantly learn it. You got to constantly practice it, because you might forget it. When it's something great, you don't forget nothing great. Like, the great information I received from great people, I remember exactly who told it to me. I remember exactly when it was said, where it was said. And I'm always like, I'm never going to forget that person. Like, that person's always going to be part of my life, because that person gave me a valuable tool. You know what I'm saying? Gave me this new thought that, and I've talked about new thoughts before. New thoughts is like you get into a new home. All right. You purchase a new home and you've got all these bedrooms, or new thoughts are like a new bedroom in a new home. All right. It's a new space. It's open. It's void. It's empty. And over time, you go to filling that thing with experiences, with people, with other thoughts surrounding that thought to really cultivate something major. There's a movie I watched recently, Russell Crowe movie, where they talked about thinking and how, like, sometimes you'll receive a thought and it's like receiving a puzzle piece. You want to put this whole puzzle together all at once, but you only get one piece at a time. Life just gives you one piece, and you got to sit on that one piece for a while. Sometimes, you got to sit. When you purchase a new home, sometimes them rooms got to be empty for a while, you know what I'm saying? So you can, over time fill them with new furniture, you know what I mean? Over time you get on Wayfair and Johnson Main and, you go to Rooms to Go or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? And you just, over time, you fill your home with furniture and decorum and different things. It's the same way thoughts work, you know what I'm saying? You get one thought, and that's, look, having the home, that's the prize. Like, you know what I mean? But people always want more. Getting that one thought, that thought is grand. It's just like getting a new home. You know what I mean? Because this one thought can change the entire trajectory of your life. But now you add all these new thoughts, all these bedrooms to that home. So now that home that y'all get the point, man. I don't need to belabor this joint, yo. I be doing that. My bad. I've been brought up in that, like, where, like, people will play semantics in order to, like, solidify in their minds that the person they're speaking to gets it. That's a trauma of mine, I realize. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up just to see, because I want to, like I said, I want to make sure that I can add it.
Oh, no, I'm about to have this whole space lit. Is that a kid? Yeah, look at this right here, huh? And we're gonna be here, man.